Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to admit that Cleveland Browns are not a good football team. They're not a good football team. I think it's also the time to start asking questions about Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. These guys are slowly withering away the potential and the prime of Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Denzel Ward. They're a poorly coached team. They are a poorly managed team. They are a poorly owned team. This organization is, for the lack of a better term, dog shit. Now, Jacoby Brissett could do, I don't know how much else he can do. He missed a couple of throws today that probably should have been touchdowns, but your tight ends also should make catches where they should have made catches to help them out. Ethan Posich going out didn't help. I honestly, if you told me 7 weeks ago that Ethan Posich going down would be a detriment to our offensive line, would not have believed you. I would not have believed you. Our defense played good in the first half, and then we didn't. Our offense sputtered. Jacoby Brissett did as much as he could do. You were pretty much leading every statistical category in that game in the first half. And true to Cleveland Browns fashion, we still were losing. Now, again, second game in a row, we've had a opening drive touchdown, and we're up 7-0. Last week, we got outscored after the opening drive touchdown, 30-3. This week, it was 28-3. So, I think it is time to start asking questions about Kevin Stefanski. What really killed the game, and we've been discussing this, my dad and I, we've been discussing this. What killed the game today? And we both came to the agreement that the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 2 play calls in the third quarter was what really killed the Browns this game. 3rd and 1, you run a QB sneak with Jacoby Brissett. Now, granted, all year long, you were able to get those 3rd and 1s with Jacoby Brissett. No problem with that play call, right? Well, you get stuffed, you lose a yard. Okay, it's 4th and 2. Kevin Stefanski, being the football genius, trying to outsmart everybody, including himself, by the way, this genius decided to not only do another quarterback sneak, he did the same fucking play. This dude did the same play, and he lost the same amount of yards. This dude ran a 4th and 2 QB sneak from the 35 or the 30-yard line, and it got blown up the same exact way the last play got blown up. I mean, we both knew at that point you were down by what, 8 or 11? You kick the field goal, you're still in it. You only need is a touchdown. When that happened, everybody at our table was just like, "What the fuck are we watching here?" Like how can I see this, but Kevin Stefanski can't see this, right? I've been asking myself that question for those last 2 years now, right? Last year, we gave him the benefit of the doubt because Baker Mayfield was playing with one arm and was not good. We'll just be honest. Baker Mayfield was not good, right? We also said Kevin Stefanski needed to be better. Kevin Stefanski so far does not look better. Now, you can understand, right? I understand if you want to say, hey, we got the top 10 offense with Jacoby Brissett as our quarterback, right? Fair enough. But you cannot tell me that as a head coach, with game management, clock management, and just overall preparing your team, Kevin Stefanski has done a terrible job. And I'm not just saying last year. He's been terrible this year. There's been so many head-scratching moves by Kevin Stefanski this year. I just don't understand what he's thinking. I don't know if the pressure of the game is getting to him. I don't know if somebody's in his ear telling him what to do, what the analytics say. But something's not right with Stefanski. He's a great play caller, but is he a good head coach? I think that's the pivotal question that we should be asking. Is Kevin Stefanski a good play caller? Yes, he's a good play caller. Is he a good head coach? Jury's still out. It's most likely leaning towards no at this point. That's the issue that we're having right now. Joe Woods and his defense, they showed up most of the first half. And then Joe Woods and the defense proceeded to wear down and let Buffalo run all over him and miss assignments and all of that. And you got outscored 28-3 after the opening drive touchdown. I can't say anything more about Joe Woods and this defense than I already have. I mean, dudes should be gone after this season's over anyway. I don't know what else I can say. We just don't. There's nobody on this defense that can do anything outside of Myles Garrett, JOK, Greg Newsome, and maybe Denzel Ward sometimes. Special teams continue to be a disaster. We cannot cover kick returns, punt returns to save our lives. We also had another blocked field goal. This is probably the 5th game this year that we've had a blocked field goal. I don't know how Mike Prefer still has a job, but his ass should be gone too after this year. Him and Joe Woods can be sent packing. Also, I think we also need to be looking at Andrew Berry, because his talent and the players that he's chosen and brought in, most of them are terrible. He's had some good hits with Donovan Peoples-Jones, Greg Newsome, JOK, picking up Amari Cooper for a fifth round pick. Amazing. But when you also have players like Jordan Elliott, Chad Thomas, who wanted to be a rapper more than he wanted to be a football player, mind you, Mac Wilson, Tommy Togiai, Taven Bryan is your big defensive tackle acquisition in the offseason. I don't know what seriously, you can't defend those. You can't. And I think it's time to start looking at Andrew Berry as well as Stefanski and see why we are struggling. Why has this team regressed from 2020? That is the main question. Why has this team regressed? It's clearly, I don't think it's that much of a talent issue. But when you watch this team, the last 3 weeks, this team looks like they've quit. And that's the problem. They look like they don't want to play anymore. The worst part is that you're probably out of the playoffs now. You've lost 7 games. There's no way in hell you're going to win 7 straight. Let's just be honest. There's no way, even with Watson coming back, you're not winning 7 straight. So now these next 7 games, as one caller put it on the sports radio, these next 7 games are just a glorified preseason season. They're just glorified preseason. There's nothing to get excited for outside of Deshaun Watson playing. There's nothing to get excited about. None of the results matter. There's nothing to be excited for outside of Deshaun Watson playing his first game against the Houston Texans, and then when he plays against Baltimore at home for the first time. There needs to be something that changes. There has to be a change. Something needs to be changed. I don't know what, but clearly what they have been doing the last 2 years has not been working. And I don't know if it means firing Stefanski. I don't know if it means giving up play calling to Alex Van Pelt while he takes more of a role as a head coach and takes more play calling duties, or has more of a hands-on role with the defense, giving Alex Van Pelt more power on the offense, whether it's getting a new perspective in the general manager's office. I don't know. But clearly whatever's been happening the last 2 years can't continue. It can't. Not when you have players like Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Amari Cooper, Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome. You just can't waste them. These are the best players we've had in the last 25 years. And we are slowly withering them away. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be here. I don't know how much longer they want to stay here. They just had a picture of Myles Garrett sitting alone on the bench while everybody else was either in the locker room or on midfield, high-fiving and giving hugs to other people. I don't know what to do. I mean, something needs to be changed. Something needs to happen. Whether if you fire Joe Woods and you bring in somebody like Brian Flores and that gets them going on defense, I don't know. I don't know. Seriously. Because Kevin Stefanski and Joe Woods, they look so disinterested. They sound so disinterested whenever they talk on the podium. They keep saying the same things over and over again that they're going to fix it in practice. Well, it's been 11 weeks at this point, and things have not been fixed. You're 3-7. Things that should be fixed should have been fixed many, many, many weeks ago. And the problem is that Stefanski and the rest of these coaches think that they have the time in order to fix them. Well, I got news for you guys. You don't have that much time. You don't. Because you know why? The time that you think that you have to fix these things is gone. You don't have any more time. You should have fixed these things beforehand. You don't have that much time. Especially if results keep going like this. You're not going to be here that much longer to fix it. And that's the problem. These guys think they have that much time. They don't. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. This team just baffles me. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's the same song and dance every week. They need to fix it. And I'm afraid if they can't get it done this year, and we have the same issues going into next year with different defensive coordinator and a different special teams coordinator, Stefanski and Woods might be out on their asses. 3-7. Hopefully Watson can give us a little bit of happiness with the season, some salvage. Hopefully the Browns can take away something. I'll see you guys all in another video. It's been another depressing rant, and I'll see you guys all later.